The election has meant that we can't do anything very public with councillors, and I know you're all very keen to talk to councillors about your views on climate change and what's happening. I'll breathe. So you'll see I sent through another invitation for an event in early January, so we can get that level of debate going. So I wanted to use, if you're okay, this session is one, to introduce myself and introduce you. Some of you I know, so Doreen and met on a number of, and David I've known for all the time that I've worked here, which is a long time. So understanding, get some views from you about what you think is going on and some of the things that we're doing, and then we can start talking about some of the thoughts around the citizens panel, because I'm sure you're aware that different places have been running them in different ways. The most well developed seems to be Oxford, and we just wanted to have a chat through all of that. Does that sound okay? When I get my breath back. So, I'm Laura Church, I'm the Corporate Director of Place and Infrastructure here at Luton. David will probably have told you some of my background.
I haven't said a word.
You haven't said a word?
No, it's absolutely...
Okay, so many of you will know that I've worked here a very long time, 31 years, 3 months. Yes, 31 years and 3 months. And so I am a planner by qualification, and in the past I was involved in quite a lot of environmental projects, so I did a lot of work with David and environmental groups on an environmental forum and Local Agenda 21 many years ago, and then moved into regeneration and other types of projects. So my portfolio here at Luton covers most things to do with how the place looks and feels and works, excluding housing. So I've got highways, transport, waste, flooding, parks and open spaces, planning, property and construction, and as of August, I've also got responsibility for the work that Council's doing on poverty. So it's a very big agenda for me.
Yeah.
So,
okay, I think most people know me here, but it's we're part of the same group. But I'm Helena Buras. I'm a member of XR Luton, and also work for the Wildlife Trust in a volunteering capacity. I've got a huge passion for the natural environment, having done a Masters in Conservation Science at Imperial recently. At an old age, I'm not going to mention my age. And I'm just here because I'm passionate about Luton as well, and I really want to sort of just lend my skills in helping shape Luton's sustainability action plan going forward, but then also addressing some of the issues that Luton has, such as poverty and deprivation, which I think sustainability can help address.
yeah, and I think probably sometimes it's helpful to go back to the Brundtland definition of sustainability, which also included that dimension about anti-poverty, and which I think we just got to make sure that that's always there as well.
Stu Lyle, I live in Hightown. I'm a newcomer to Luton. I've only been here about 24 years or so forgive my intrusion. Retired, have 3 grandchildren, very concerned about their future with what's going on. We've known for probably about 40 years, we've had evidence and warnings of what's happening with the climate, and I accept, like most people, who said, okay. And we're now seeing that it wasn't all fanciful, it is real, time is running out. I'm here for my grandchildren, and hence I'm part of XR as well, because things need to be done.
I'm Penny Darling, and I've lived in Luton for 32 years. I came probably the year before you, so I'm also an incomer, so to speak. And like Steve, I'm retired, and I'm really concerned about the environment and the climate and my grandchildren, so I can't really add anything much to what he said, but that's mine.
And you're an XR member as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Maria Cole. I've been in Luton for 38 years. My concern is about the climate change and how it's going to have an impact. I have a background in science, so I've got a degree in chemistry, so that makes me more aware of how important it is we do something now, not let it go any further.
I'm Lindsay Cowart, I'm Maria's husband. I'm a chemist by trade and my background is waste, water and environment. So I'm extremely concerned to see what's going on in Luton, or in fact what isn't going on in Luton, because something has to be grabbed. And what I'd like to say, even though this is politically neutral, I don't think politics can be allowed to intrude, because it's all of our futures that is at risk. So politicians can mamby-pamby all they want, but it's a group effort to get Luton going.
I'll talk about that a bit if we talk about what we are doing.
Yeah.
We can pick up on that. Doreen?
I'm Doreen Steinberg. I've been fighting for democracy in Luton for the last 6 years. They took the library, now they're going to take the park, they refuse to fund railway. It's always Wigmore, which is not a Labour area. They're not behaving democratically. And I care passionately about parks and the environment and people's health.
I'm Joanne Goodchild. I'm originally from Watford. I've only been in Luton 6 years. I'm a member of the Extinction Rebellion Luton. I'm here because of the climate emergency.
Yeah, I echo that actually. My name's Sophie. I don't live in Luton, but I've lived under the White Park for about 30 years. I live at St Paul's Walden, and I've always been concerned about the increase in passenger numbers and all the threats on our green spaces and the health of everyone in the local area, and also the global impact of pollution, which is basically killing us.
My name's Colin Hall. I'd like to stake a claim. I've lived in Luton, I think, for 44 years.
Excellent.
You win.
You win.
Not from everyone yet. And also had a very long career at the Sixth Form College. Our children grew up in Luton, and I've got a very strong connection, I think, with the town. I'm also the politics and lobbying, co-coordinator with Sophie for the politics and lobbying group of Extinction Rebellion, and I'm secretary of Bedfordshire Climate Change Forum as well. I should also add in that I'm a Quaker, and I've worked on environmental issues, including climate change, through Quakers. I'm still doing that. I'm associated with Quakers work in the United Nations for climate change and other aspects of human rights. I've cared about climate change for about 40 years, I think, and I do think that we are now in a very extreme situation, not only climate change but an environmental crisis as well. Could I also add in that I'm chair of Bedfordshire Beekeepers Association, and I'm very concerned about the whole crisis in the natural world.
So is yours the Hightown honey?
Sorry?
Is yours the Hightown honey?
No, that's I'm a member of our secretary. I am only the chair, but I can offer you some local honey.
Can I I don't like honey.
But I hope that we all love bees.
I'll get that confession out. I just don't like the
yes. I think we should care about bees more than their honey.
Yes.
David?
Hi, I came here for Christmas in '84, and it took me a couple of years to get involved with Friends of the Earth, and we began recycling in Luton. I think it was 3 or 4 years before the council did. So we started recycling in Luton. We collected newspapers from lots of people who we promoted from collecting and saving, and that all went to Elsford in Kent. And I used the council's museum van for quite a long time, and basically a council van for 20 years. So we did that from 1988 to 2008. And my back gave up, and a key volunteer got ill. We then got involved with the council. We were asked to be on a forum and helped the council start curbside collection in about 91 or 2. Jumping forward, we've spent 14 years trying to get what everyone wanted, which was a railway going, a sub-regional railway. between Luton and Leighton Buzzard, and it never happened, and we ended with a busway, despite the fact that it was in the council manifesto in 1994 to have a railway. And of course the busway doesn't solve any of the problems because it's just local, and most of the people working in Luton come from outside the region or go outside the region to work, and so that doesn't help them at all. So we're a bit stymied on sub-regional transport going east-west. I think you'll fill me in, Kat, because Kat is one of the survivors of the climate team which the council appointed in around 2006, 7, 8. Okay, and this was started by a really good guy, Donald Bowler, really good engineer and council officer, and he commissioned Best Foot Forward, who was a very good group of people, to come up with a climate assessment for Luton and climate recommendations, and some of the boards that they produced are here, which I brought in. I think the team did their best, but as one or two people have said, politics got in the way, and I don't think I would put any blame on the officers who are here tonight. It got sidelined, and climate, despite the fact that James Hansen of NASA was saying 10 years ago, we've got 10 years to actually solve this, it all went quiet, and it's only when we had the IPCC report in 2008, in October, when the whole XR movement sort of,
2018
was sorry, that's what I meant to say. Sorry, triggered Greta and everyone else, and we've had these protests right across the world, which is fantastic. It's brought the thing back onto the table. Too late, but we're where we are. So I have produced, as I have I consider myself sort of the older statesman of environmental campaigning in this town. I've produced.
I think that would be a fair.
Thank you.
That would be a fair point to make.
Thank you. I've produced the Good Council's Charter.
Is this the same as the national one?
There is a Friends of the Earth document, 33 actions local authorities can take on climate change.
Yep.
I've drawn on that and quite a few other things and simplified it. So this is a 3-page thing. I've printed out 10 copies, so it won't all go around, but I can always get you more later. So I've got one page. This is stuff that I think we need to use as our Bible, really. Climate emergency, key principles to act on urgently, that should have been done 10 years ago. The second thing is about the airport, which I'm sure will come up tonight. And third thing is the Good Citizens Charter. So it's just a start of what ordinary people can do and what the council can help ordinary people to do, or educate them on things to do. So I'm happy to spread those, be passing those around, and
that would be very helpful.
Move on to Jason. To
Hi, I'm Jason from Extinction Rebellion. The world is in the midst of an ecological and democratic crisis, and I think it is the duty of everybody who's able to do what they can to try and put the situation right. So I'm here to do my bit to help save the world.
Herbert Soska, my substantive title is Women's Team Manager for Sustainable Development in Transport. I've been with the council 11 years, and I've made Luton my home when I've been employed, since I've been employed. I started, as David says, a climate change officer, then had a number of different posts and exciting projects. Done energy saving initiatives for the housing department. I've installed, managed a project of installation of solar panels and social housing, and we've moved to flooding, so I've developed the flood risk strategy and agenda for the council, and trying to raise awareness of the River Lee and our precious water environment. And I'm now looking after a number of things and projects there that includes flood risk, sustainable transport, highway development, and trying to support Laura at regional initiatives. And I'm doing my best to develop the climate change action plan on the top of the table.
Yes, thank you. Carol?
I'm Carol Quinn, I'm Laura's PA.
So if you're getting a coherent message, it's because Carol has sorted it out and sent it out to you based on some brief notes that I will have done. So thank you for that. It's really, really helpful. What I think it would be helpful for me to understand is, Colin, you made mention of the Bedfordshire Climate Change Forum.
Yeah.
So
I just want to make a point. Sorry to interrupt. Is that usual practice that these meetings are recorded? Because that's what
Doreen usually records them.
Yeah, so I was just not familiar with that practice.
Yeah, no, Doreen does.
Public meetings are allowed.
Yeah,
Well, it isn't actually a public meeting, but
But where the public are in residence, they are allowed.
I'm happy.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay, that's fine.
So, in terms then of the Bedfordshire Climate Change Forum, how does that operate and how does that work? Is that voluntary sector organisations and NGOs and interested individuals and parties coming together, or
It's
does it have a
a
structure?
very long-standing organisation actually, which used to have representation on the 3 councils in Bedfordshire, and was actively supported by them with, for instance, secretarial help. But for instance, Trevor Brennan, when he was here, was very active and supported us a lot. It's especially active up in Bedford, but we have made it county-wide, and those of us that live in Luton want it to have that sort of county umbrella. But yes, working with the councils, certainly focusing on everything that can be done on climate change.
So does Bedsborough support it?
It certainly speaks to it.